Hey guys, Indie Explorer here. You may have noticed in recent years a popular fantasy and sci-fi trend in which fictional worlds feature 3 layers of existence. Some notable examples include Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere with the physical, cognitive, and spiritual realms, Hollow Knight, which exchanges the cognitive realm with the dream realm, and to some extent, Stranger Things with the Upside Down. I'm sure you can think of more examples as well. The question I want to address in this video is whether Ender Lilies features 3 levels of existence as well, to which I believe the answer is yes, and this can actually help resolve some long-standing mysteries. To start, I want to establish what realms I believe exist. The first is the physical realm, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's the mortal layer where things are, physical. The second is the spiritual realm, which is where the souls of living things exist as they are tied to a body. And the third is the eternal realm, which could also be thought of as heaven or the beyond, an esoteric realm where souls go to their eternal rest, and the source of universal spiritual energy. An important note here before moving on, this topic naturally overlaps with theological concepts and discussion, but for the sake of reasonable video length, I will be covering that side of things extensively in a separate video. This video will be focusing solely on the mechanics of these realms, what they are, how they function, and what they reveal about the story of Ender Lilies. The most obvious example of these existential layers is the arsenal of spirits that Lily wields on her journey. They usually take the form of small glowing orbs that follow her around, but upon activation they materialize into thin air to execute powerful, physical attacks against foes or the environment. Clearly, these blighted phantoms have physical substance to some degree, and it would appear that the orbs are indicators of matter residing in the spiritual realm, which a white priestess can pull into the physical realm for brief periods of time. This takes a great deal of energy, however, which is why most of the spirits have a limited number of uses between rests. Interestingly, despite having pseudo-physical form, the spirits are not affected by the physical realm the same as mortals are, as evidenced by the ability of most spirits to function underwater, even when it defies apparent physical law. Another clear example of the spiritual realm being utilized is the spiritual projection ability exercised by Fredia several times throughout the game. She is able to project not only an ethereal likeness of herself, but her voice as well, which can be done both together and independently. This seems to be a unique power held by the White Priestesses, and probably stems from the fact that they are uniquely tethered to the eternal realm in a way that ordinary humans are not. Not only can they access and transfer eternal energy through various means, but their physical appearance clearly sets them apart as well. Their skin and hair are pure white, and their bodies also seem to be resistant to the natural process of decay after death. The game doesn't really try to hide the realms from us, as it quite literally shows the spiritual realm not once, but twice. First, when Fredia purifies Lily at the fount, and second, when Lily purifies Fredia in the abyss. The realm appears as a void, a space of neutrality between darkness and light inhabited only by the forms of spiritual beings. I think it's fair to say that the idea of a spiritual realm is somewhat well supported, but what about the so-called eternal realm? And how would it interact with the other two? Well, aside from the fact that deceased souls are certainly not ending up here and must be going somewhere, we find an answer to this in the form of prayers and flowers. It comes across a little odd for Lily to be praying when the White Priestesses themselves were seemingly the ones being worshipped in the New Kingdom. Who or what exactly is she praying to? I believe the act we perceive as prayer in this context is the channeling of a white priestess as she taps into the infinite energy of the eternal realm and pulls a tiny portion of it into the physical realm. There is no way that a newborn such as Lily could fully understand the religious act of prayer, but it is quite reasonable that she would have an innate understanding of her body's connection to the realm beyond and be able to draw its power, just as she knew how to draw breath. This function becomes pretty obvious when we consider what the prayers accomplish. They restore power to her magical amulet. Elaine even references this power in her letter to Sigrid. The lilies also play an important role in this existential transfer of energy. We are told that the lily flowers of Land's End are magical, with the white flowers granting an additional prayer use and the red blighted flowers granting additional spirit uses. It would seem that they are tethered to the eternal realm, feeding off of and storing its energy, which can then be harvested by the White Priestesses, who are spared the exhausting effort of tapping into the realm themselves. The energy remains even when the flowers become blighted, but it changes form. It cannot be used directly by the priestess and is instead absorbed by the spirits who use the energy to temporarily enter the physical realm. The last topic I'd like to address is the state of matter between the different realms, which gets complicated very quickly. We are explicitly told that Eldred was a disembodied spirit who had long been a deathless warrior, yet Lily finds and purifies his body in the abyssal ritual chamber. So what's going on here? My current theory is that the spiritual realm is able to hold physical matter, and as part of the Deathless Pact ritual, the knight's body is transmuted into that realm, where it remains so long as the pact holds. When the knight's sworn bloodline ends, the pact is broken, and the body falls back into the physical realm where it can now die. This could help explain why the warriors are immortal. You can't kill someone whose body isn't present in the physical realm and bound to its rules. The idea that physical matter can transcend realms might also explain what happens to Fredia after being purified by Lily, when it appears that her body simply evaporates. It could be that the White Priestess's connection to the Eternal Realm extends to their flesh as well, which is transfigured in death, and this would solve yet another mystery. Why we find Eldred's body in the ritual chamber, but the body of his priestess is nowhere to be seen. As always, thanks for watching, and I'd love to hear what you guys think of this theory in the comments below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.